Your appetite is not the highest level of thinking. It's a driver. It drives you. But it's not the highest level of thinking. Because how hungry are you really? Really, how hungry are you really? How much do you, it's, a lot of the times, if it was really important to us, we wouldn't be here in the first place. That sounds like a contradiction, but it's not. If it was really important to us, we wouldn't be here because we would already have solved this problem in the past. Because we saw it coming. There's always signs, there's always flags, there's always signals. It's just the question whether we choose to read them or not. You know? Like, what is beauty? Beauty is a deception. Beauty is designed to get you to not see things. Now, this can be used in a positive way or a negative way. It's choice. It's choice. There's always signs. There's always signs that now maybe you can't see them, but maybe other people can. You know, virtue is the... Jesus Christ, that's huge. Ah! That's a big... Virtue, giant wasp. Oh my God. Look, virtue is the greatest tool that the devil has. Because the devil employs good people to do their work. This doesn't mean that good people are bad, it just means we have to be careful. In my life experience, almost everything that I've thought of as important was not important. Almost everything. You know, what's important? What important is if your plane is heading vertically towards anything. right. That's important. That's urgent, right? That's important. That's urgent. And then there's not much you can do anyway. All you can do is try to make people feel comfortable before the inevitable. So I think the question you have to ask yourself is, am I making people comfortable before the inevitable? Because if you're doing that, it's kind of pointless. I want the landing to be soft. You don't have much control over the landing. Right? At that point, all that matters is the quality of thoughts that you have in your own head. Which comes down to, did I do the right thing? And the right thing is not about how people feel. Because, drugs make people feel good, right? The right thing is not about how people feel. What are the... Religion has the 7 deadly sins, right? Christianity has the 7 deadly sins. You know what I'm talking about, right? These 7 things that will destroy you and everyone around you. I guarantee you that this problem includes at least one of those. Well, that's not good.
No.
And that's going to burn everybody.
Yeah. And these 7 things are?
Well, you're a Christian, right? You tell me, what are the 7 things you should not do? There are 7 things in the Bible that you should not... There are 7 things in the Bible that are the ultimate sins. These are things that if you hold, they will destroy you and everybody around you.
7 things?
Yeah. The Bible tells you, do not get involved in 7 things. Google it.
Google?
Google it. Google. The 7. They're even called deadly. They're called deadly. That's the translation. The 7 deadly sins. Deadly sins. Yeah.
Sins.
Yeah. Next, the 7 of these. And I guarantee you that these will be the root of the problem. Jealousy.
Jealousy.
Okay? These are the 7. It's in the Bible. If you hold on to these things, they will destroy you and everyone around you. Gluttony. Never being satisfied, always wanting more. More for people who don't deserve more. Because, look, if you, I wrote about this last week. You check it out. You have to serve before you deserve. You have to serve before you deserve. If there's no service, nothing else will exist. So, pride, envy, gluttony, anger. Okay. Greed. Laziness. Not working at what you need to work at. Not working at what you need to work at. That's 6. There's one more.
It's true, absolutely.
There's one more. There's only 6. There's 7. What's the 7th one? I need the 7th one. Give me the 7th one now. I need the 7th one. What is the 7th one? You've got the internet. Wikipedia, the 7 deadly sins. Give me the 7th sin.
It's difficult to
connect to the internet.
Yeah.
You don't have the internet.
No. I have.
Please give me the 7th sin now. This is the 4th time I've asked in 2 minutes.
What?
There's 7.
7.
This is the 5th time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What's number 7?
So, what's number 7?
It's the 5. I have to ask 5 times.
Pride, envy, gluttony,
Lust. Thank you.
What is it?
Lust. The negative form of love.
Nenávist. Opposite of love.
Well, no, the opposite of love. The opposite of love is actually hate, right? But lust is when you lust is your negative desire for something so much that you destroy the things around about you. That's what lust. Okay, when you see a beautiful woman walking down the street, that's not love.
Yeah.
That's lust.
Jasné.
It's like, right, that's lust. Now, you're a Christian, right? The fundamental book that drives your life is the Bible. The Bible says that if these are the base of your thoughts, your actions, then you're going to get into serious shit. And that you need to stay away from these. You need to keep your distance, which is what I said at the beginning. You need to keep your distance. Because people who are driven by these are going to burn everyone and everything around about them. Because they're not going to let go.
It's true.
And this will be the just one of these. Just one of these is hell. Just one of these will get you in hell, right? You're talking about a problem that's cooking all of these in one big, goulash. And you want to be, you want to be pulled into that. You just say, thank you. I really appreciate your offer. That's very kind of you. Unfortunately, at this moment, I just can't. Please come back to me in the future. The door is open. The door is always open. I respect you. I respect your opinions. I respect your choices. Absolutely. But at this moment in time, I just can't accept it. Because I have different, because we're all different. I'm not against anyone or anything. I just have these borders and boundaries. Yeah. It's like it's the same thing with contracts, yeah? I have signed contracts that I don't like. Now, some people will tell you, if you don't like it, walk away from it, right? Some people will tell you that. But I've signed contracts that I don't like. And I'll tell you why. I sign contracts that I don't like because I respect the fact that everybody's got a different perspective. I respect the fact that everybody's got a different position and opinion. I respect the fact that everybody's got a different experience. And I choose not to agree. I choose not to accept. I respect, but I choose not to accept. But I sign it because I respect. Do you agree with it? Look, I don't agree with this at all, but I will sign it because there's no other way to. There's no other progress forward for people. I'm not going to be the one person who stops everyone and everything from progress. I'm not going to be that person. But I want people to know that I don't always agree with everything, but I realize there's more than me involved. Fair enough. Do you accept all the points here? Like, absolutely not. Well, how can we go forward? Look, I'll still sign it anyway. I just like, well, but I want you to know that there are things that I don't agree with. I don't like it. But I also accept the fact that I might be wrong. What's good today? What's a great decision today might be a terrible decision tomorrow. Look at Germany just got knocked out of the World Cup, right? The world champions just got knocked out of the World Cup by South Korea.
It's a problem.
Like a group of little people. The Germans are like the biggest nation in the world, right? Yeah. The tallest. The Germans are like the tallest. And South Koreans are like the smallest, yeah?
It's a humble shame.
Shame.
It's a shame.
Yeah, it's especially a shame because England scored 6 goals in their last game, right? Right.
Okay.
There we go. But look, the Bible tells us that this is the road to hell.
It's huge truth.
And look, I don't stand outside of this. Okay, I'm guilty of experiencing these things as much as anybody else. But I know what they are and I know where they lead. And I know that I need to change something if I find myself in that area, if that zone. I'm like, I need to get out of it. If someone's experiencing that and they pull you in, well, it's not going to have a good end. The only way is to let go of these things completely. Now, of course, business is complicated, contracts are complicated, networks are complicated, life is complicated. But the Bible will point you in the direction that you need to go, and it won't tell you what you need to do specifically. And very often you don't need to know which way to go, as long as you go in the opposite direction from the negativity, from the bad things. Look, here's something which is generally true in my experience in life. If someone's making a problem for you today, they'll make a problem for you for the rest of your life. It's a general truth. There are very few examples where people make problems, and then suddenly it changes and there are no problems anymore.
Yeah.
So the sooner that you disconnect from people who make problems and connect with people who have a positive effect, which it doesn't mean you have to completely disconnect from people, but you can choose who you spend your time with. And that's why I said before, what's going to burn down and who is going to die if we don't solve this today? Because if no one's going to die and nothing's going to burn down, then let's give space. Now, why do we give space? So that we can breathe. So that we can get back to the basics. And we don't get caught in somebody else's storm, in somebody else's chaos. People want to give us their shit. They want to make a shit situation and say, oh my God, I've made a shit situation. Now I'm going to give it to everybody. That happens constantly in life. Somebody does something wrong and they pull everyone else in to get them to try to save themselves, or to try to mask the problem, or to try to create confusion, or just because they feel better or they feel safer or they need other people around about. If you're not comfortable dealing with your problems by yourself, you're just going to end up pulling people in. And it's nothing we don't know, but we develop this emotional bond to people, like dogs do to their owners. And the dog doesn't want to leave their owner and follows them everywhere. And we've got these emotional connections. It's really hard. And I think here's one thing that we covered earlier, which I think is important. It's the principle of obligation. We feel obligated to help people who help us. That's wrong. Our only obligation is to the truth. It goes back to the Bible, right? Our only obligation is to the commandments, not to people, but to the commandments, to the Word of God. That's our obligation. Not to people, but to a higher power. What does it Christians say? We love because God first loved us?